Chapters 1 through 5 begin the chronicles of the Valar and the Elves in Arda, aka Middle-earth. This section portrays a number of major events in the early history of Arda, with three key events being primary. First, the creation of the two trees of Valinor. Second, the awakening of the Elves. And third, the journey of the Elves to Valinor. Be advised, there is a lot packed into these chapters. In fact, if you haven't already picked up on that, every page of the Silmarillion is overflowing with detail, so much so that it can be difficult to keep track of the major plot points. As with all of these videos, my goal here is not to account for every detail, but to help you better understand the basic idea of each chapter going into it. Chapter 1 begins what is sometimes referred to as Quenta Silmarillion, or the Tale of the Silmarils. Having completed the work of preparing Arda for the other creatures that will come to dwell upon it, the Valar established two great lamps to bring unending day to the world, Elúin and Ormal. This period is known as the Spring of Arda. Melkor, hating all the good that his brethren accomplish, cast down the two lamps, causing their fire to pour over the world and marring it irreparably. The symmetry of Arda is forever lost, and the Valar find themselves homeless. Though dejected, the Valar establish a new home in the utter west, on the continent of Aman, naming it Valinor. Two of the Valar, Yavanna and Nienna, collaborate in the creation of two great trees, which bring a different form of light to the world, not one of changeless day, but still of great power, goodness, and beauty. Of Aulë and Yavanna is one of a few extended sidebars in the overall story of the Silmarillion. In this shorter chapter, we focus in on the Valar Aulë, his creation of the dwarves, and his relationship with his estranged spouse, Yavanna. The chapter sheds fascinating light on the origins of the dwarves and explains much of their uniqueness and strangeness. It also reveals the origin of eagles and ents, being as they are Yavanna's response to the creation of the dwarves. Though Chapter 2 doesn't exactly advance the main plot, it provides a fascinating background to some of the more mysterious creatures we see in the stories of the Third Age. Chapter 3 picks up where Chapter 1 leaves off. Having established the blessed realm of Valinor, the Valar enjoy another peaceful period, though at the cost of leaving Melkor relatively free to roam about and dominate the lands outside. All the while, the Valar are awaiting the arrival of the children of Ilúvatar, mysterious creatures that are the creation of Ilúvatar alone. We learn that the first group of these children are the Elves, and that they awaken during this period in an eastern region far from Valinor known as Cuiviénen, under the light of the stars newly created by Varda. Orome, the great rider among the Valar, discovers them and pleads with the other Valar to summon the Elves to Valinor so that they may be protected from the tyranny and domination of Melkor and nurtured according to better ways. As a result, the Valar bring war to Melkor and successfully defeat him, imprisoning him in Valinor for years to come. The Valar's summons leads to a sundering of the Elves. Some respond to the call, and others reject it altogether. Of those who respond, some do not complete the journey, and settle in lands between Valinor and Cuiviénen. Three groups do finally complete the journey: the Vanyar, the Noldor, and in part, the Teleri. As we shall see, the Noldor and the Teleri become the main groups of elves concerned in the rest of the stories of the Silmarillion. For more info on the various groups of elves, refer to the Quindi chart in the back of the book. Like Chapter 2, Chapter 4 is another extended sidebar. This short and sweet chapter concerns the Teleri king Elwë, aka Thingol. While leading his people on the great journey to Valinor, He stumbles upon the Maya Melian and becomes enchanted by her song. Though the rest of the Teleri search for him, they are unable to find him, and a good number decide to continue the journey without him, under the leadership of his brother, Olwe. Eventually, Thingol awakens, weds Melian, and establishes a kingdom in Beleriand, the portion of Middle-earth which borders the Great Sea in the First Age. Chapter 5 completes the saga of the Elves' journey to the Blessed Realm. In order to safely transport the Elves, Ulmo, the Lord of the Seas, uproots an island near the shores of Middle-earth and uses it to ferry them across the Great Sea. With these 5 chapters, the stage is set for the great upheavals and tragedies that will overwhelm Valinor in the next section. In the next video, we'll examine chapters 6 through 9 of the Silmarillion, which describe the creation of the Silmarils and the darkening of Valinor. Special thanks to the artists whose works are featured in this video. Please check out more of their work using the links below. If you'd like a longer discussion of the topics explored in this video, check out my podcast, The Tolkien Road, which includes long conversations about each chapter of the Silmarillion, as well as many other Tolkien works. You can also find handy text guides to each chapter at silmguide.com. Check out the links below for more info. Make sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the alerts icon to get notified when a new video is released. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Namarie.